Welcome viewers, and thanks for choosing the TV Box Stop channel. Today I feature a very powerful TV box. It's built on some of the best hardware in the industry, and it's one of the first high-end TV boxes for the first quarter of 2018. This box is the Cloudnetgo CR19 Rockchip RK3399 Hexa Core Android 7.1 4K TV box. This box comes with all the bells and whistles needed to be a great movie streamer, and at the same time perform as a super Android gamer. So after the break, I have a full review of its hardware and features, so stay tuned, because that's coming up next. Welcome back, and to get things started, let's have a look at the box that the device comes in. It comes in this durable white box, much like how the ZU H6 Pro comes packaged. It's got no specifications printed anywhere on the outside, so I'll just proceed and unpack the contents inside. So in the box, you have the device itself. You have a choice of 2 stock remote controls, and I'll test to see if any of them have Bluetooth omnidirectional features. You get one HDMI cable, one USB Type-C cable, one SATA external hard drive connector cable, 12 volts 2 amps universal DC power adapter, and a user's guide. Let's examine the ports on the box. The box is made of a silver polished plastic housing with a metal panel at the bottom. To the back, you have one HDMI 2.0 port, one RJ4 to 5 Ethernet LAN port, you have a microphone jack, and an audio jack. You get one USB Type-C port, one optical audio port, one reset button, a micro SD card reader, a DC power input, and an external antenna. To the side, you have 2 USB 3.0 ports, and one USB 2.0. There is also an external SATA hard drive connector. To the other side, you have some ventilation holes. To the front, you have a very nice LED display alongside a power button. And to the bottom, you have some more ventilation holes. So I'll now connect this box to my TV, and when I return I'll continue. So I'm back, and as I power up the box, you are presented with the Cloudnetgo startup animation and logo, which takes a few seconds. Then you're presented with a first launch configuration. During this step, you are asked to configure one of the remotes which has Bluetooth features. Once you have completed this step, you're then taken to the home screen. So this is the launcher, and it's well laid out with the ability to add shortcuts. Simply click on the Add button and select which shortcuts you'd like to add to the bar. The launcher comes with a navigation bar for easy navigation and multitasking. This is usually used by users who prefer to use a regular mouse or a mini touchpad keyboard to navigate the launcher. In the Apps section, here you have a set of basic system apps, social media, and movie streaming applications. So to complete my review, I will install some system hardware and benchmark applications of my own, and when I return I'll move on to the next segment. So I'm back, and I've installed all the apps I need. The first order of business is to check to see if the box is rooted. And it shows that the box is rooted, running on Android 7.1.2 Nougat operating system. When your box is rooted, it's always a good thing, because it allows you to download and install any apps from the Google Play Store without restrictions. I now show the DRM information. The DRM information is not good. This box doesn't have the support which allows premium paid services like Netflix to play in 4K and 1080p quality. Let's have a look at its system and hardware information. So here it shows that the manufacturer is Rockchip, and the model is ECR19. Below here it shows that the box comes with 4GB of RAM, and 32GB of internal storage. What is shown here is the remainder of internal storage after the Android installation and apps installed on the box. Here it shows that the CPU is a 64-bit processor divided into 2 cores, a quad-core Cortex-A53, and the dual-core Cortex-A72, for a total of 6 cores running up to 1.8 GHz. Below it also shows that the box has support for 32 and 64-bit ABIs, allowing the box to run both 32 and 64-bit applications. The display is powered by the Mali T860 quad-core GPU, with a refresh rate of 60 Hz. The box has dual-band 5.8 GHz Wi-Fi support, and Wi-Fi Direct is supported. The version of Android is 7.1.2 Nougat, and again it shows that the box is rooted. The box runs around 60 to 70 degrees Celsius on normal room temperature, and around 50 to 60 degrees on passive cooling. From the list of codecs you have codecs like H.264, HEVC, and VP9 decoders, all needed for 4K video playback. And that's it for system and hardware information, and I'll now move on to the benchmarks. I'll start by showing the results of the memory read and write speeds. The CR19 has a RAM copy speed of 8,234 MB per second. The internal storage has a read speed of 111 MB per second, and a write speed of 79, and the SD card reader has a read speed of 13 MB per second and a write speed of 13. These scores are twice as high when compared to other TV boxes in the industry, but a little lower than the CSA96 due to the lower CPU clock range. And now for some Wi-Fi speed results. I ran 3 tests on both Wi-Fi bands, as well as on the Ethernet LAN connection. And as you can see, the results show that the Cloudnetgo CR19 hit the maximum speed of my internet package of 40 MB on every try. I now have the results of the Antutu benchmark. The Antutu developers has launched version 7 with some new tests for mobile devices, so after running it on the CR19, the box got a score of 107,306. This score is much higher than the CSA96, which is a similar Hexa core Rockchip TV box in its class that scored around 78,000. And now I'll show the results of the Geekbench 4 CPU benchmark. Well, the results show that the CR19 got a Geekbench 4 score of 1,242 single-core and 2,809 multi-core. When compared to the CSA96, these scores are consistent. The final benchmark is the Ice Storm Extreme GPU benchmark. The 3D Mark developers has also launched their new version 2.0 for 2018 with better testing for graphics capabilities. After testing the CR19, it got an Ice Storm Extreme score of 9,363, which is slightly lower than the CSA96, which came in at 10,313. And that's it for the benchmarks, and I'll now turn my attention to the 4K and movie streaming capabilities of the box. After all, isn't that the main purpose of this device? Well, most of the 4K samples played quite well, with the exception of the Sony camping video that encountered some rendering issues. I'll now run a YouTube 4K video sample to see what's the highest quality we can get. The CR19 can only run YouTube videos in up to 1080p quality. And that's it for the video demonstration. I'll now test the box's gaming performance. The CR19 has a problem installing the Super User application, so gamepad key mapping cannot work on this box.
On my way. Make way. Aye, aye.
The games ran quite well, but it's a shame that this box was built just right for playing Android games, and it can't run key mapping applications. So to conclude this review, the CR19 comes with some pros and cons. And I'll start with the positive aspects. Well, first of all, the design and ports provided on this box is top in the industry. You have an array of ports including an external SATA hard drive connection, 2 USB 3.0 ports, and a USB Type-C. Cloudnetgo's choice of the Rockchip Hexa core CPU along with the Mali TX60 GPU, with 4GB of RAM and 32GB of internal storage is a nice configuration. The launcher comes with a navigation bar. The firmware is rooted. It has high benchmark scores. The Wi-Fi reception is very good. It can play most 4K video formats. And it's a good Android gamer. On the downside, the box had some difficulty with one of the 4K video sample. It can run a bit hot at times, not constantly, but during peak stressful activities. The firmware needs updating to correct a message that flashes across the bottom of the screen at times. And you cannot install the Super SU application because it puts the box into a boot loop. This also prevents key mapping apps from working. Most of these issues can be corrected by a firmware update, and when this is done, the CR19 will be a TV box to reckon with. So viewers, I've come to the end of my review of the Cloudnetgo CR19 4K TV box. If you are interested in this box, special links are placed in the description area for you to take advantage of this great product before stock runs out. This also helps support my channel and allows me to continue delivering more great TV box reviews. So I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and remember to click the like button if you like the review. Help spread the word, share it with friends, and subscribe to this channel for more TV box top presentations.